The first generation of the X3 was a major success when it was launched 7 years ago. Now the second edition is rolling out. Its main claim to fame, lower fuel consumption in comparison to competitors, like the Audi Q5 and the VW Tiguan. BMW's Lutz Römer says that in the new X3 the company wanted to work further on the model's strengths, such as improving handling, while at the same time increasing comfort. He also explains that the company wanted to improve the X3's performance and its functionality, which is very important in an SAV.
Und auch das Thema Funktionalität, das wichtig für ein SAV ist, wollten wir weiterentwickeln.
SAV. At BMW, that stands for Sports Activity Vehicle. But did the manufacturer really achieve what it set out to do? Römer oversaw a number of major developments in the car.
Bezüglich Fahrdynamik
Römer explains that in order to improve handling, BMW changed major aspects of the X3. The wheelbase was widened and lengthened, and the center of gravity was lowered. That's the way the company maintained comfort, while at the same time improving handling, he adds. In order to reduce fuel consumption, BMW has combined the automatic gearbox with a start-stop system. If stuck in traffic or at a red light, the engine automatically turns off. As soon as the driver's foot comes off the brake, the motor restarts. Enough on fuel efficiency. Let's have a look inside. Lutz Römer says that the 550 liters of trunk storage space in the X3 makes it the best in its class. The 40-20-40 division of the interior means that flexibility is improved. If you put down the back seats, he says, there are 1,600 liters of space. The new design of the body of the car aims to combine elegance and agility. With a low hood and an elevated rear, the car's silhouette takes on a dynamic wedge form. At the rear, the design is also pretty sleek, yet robust. It doesn't try to hide the car's power. The internal detailing is high quality. The cheap plastic features from the first edition have been replaced, mainly with more elegant materials in this later model. Pretty to look at, but what about engine performance when you actually get in and start driving? Römer explains that the new X3 has two available engine options. There's the xDrive 20D, which has a 4-cylinder motor with 184 horsepower, and then there's the xDrive 35i with a straight 6-cylinder 3-liter gasoline engine. Both engines perform better and are much more fuel efficient than their predecessors, he adds. The xDrive 20D uses under 6 liters of fuel per 100 kilometers. For the automatic, that means CO2 emissions of just 147 grams per kilometer. Our test vehicle has an xDrive 35i engine with over 300 horsepower. BMW says the average consumption is just under 9 liters per 100 kilometers for this gasoline option. Emissions are also higher, at 204 grams per kilometer. The new BMW X3 has been on the market in Germany since the start of November. At a price of €51,850, the 35i is more expensive than the competition from Audi or Volkswagen, but the power under the hood is also more impressive. This is the new Audi A6. The car is one of the company's flagship models, and so it was obvious that it would be used to show off some new high-tech advancements. The headlights, blinkers, and fogs are now all part of a single palette of diodes. Numerous assistance systems that were already used in the A8 are now also available in the A6. On the central console, the built-in navigational system with touchpad is equipped with an 8-inch screen. Thanks to the use of aluminum in the construction, the A6 is now considerably lighter. It weighs just 1,575 kilograms and is around 5 meters long. That all helps fuel consumption. The new edition of the A6 should guzzle 19% less gas than its predecessor. Most environmentally friendly is the 2-liter TDI version, which uses 4.9 liters of fuel per 100 kilometers. There will be 2 petrol engines and 3 diesel variants to choose from to start with, and Audi plans to introduce a hybrid version as well. That is set to have 245 horsepower and should allow exclusively electric-powered travel for speeds up to 100 kilometers per hour. Car tester Matis Kurat says you can pack quite a bit of stuff in a freight train, but you can't make that claim for economy class cars. It's an issue manufacturers have been trying to solve for a few years, says Matis, and one of their attempts is what he's looking at today, the Seat Ibiza ST. Up front, it's a standard economy car, but it has a station wagon-sized trunk.
Und den wollen wir heute mal testen.
Seat offers 6 different motors for the Ibiza ST. Matis tested their most powerful diesel, which packs 105 horsepower. This spring, the compact was launched at the Geneva Motor Show. Since then, Seat has acquired some competition. Both Peugeot and Skoda have introduced similar models, the 207 SW and a shorter Fabia. Matis says that the large windows and visibility are very nice and that he never has the feeling that he has to strain to see something. It's actually pretty ideal, but the windshield is less than perfect, he thinks, because towards the bottom it distorts your view and makes it look like the lane markings are coming toward the driver. If you have a weak stomach, he says, it could make you feel a little queasy.
Durchaus problematisch, weil es dann zu Übelkeit und Schwindelgefühl kommen kann.
Now that we've heard about the risks, let's check out the car's positive side. The Ibiza ST is a lot of fun to drive. Its electronic stability control and anti-brake lock system are series features, as is its braking distribution system. The car is sporty and looks sweet, but is it really a good vehicle for everyday wear and tear? Matis says that although using the same white from the doors for the dashboard might look nice, he doesn't think it will stay that way. He suspects that it will start to look dirty before long. The stand for the navigational system is a nice touch. Just pop the lid and plug the GPS device straight in. It makes those annoying hanging cables a thing of the past. The nose of the car is typical Ibiza, although the stretch version is 18 centimeters longer. The back end sports a spoiler on top with an integrated third brake light. So, what does Matis think? Is the economy car / station wagon a sound investment? And how much cargo space does it have anyway? Our tester says that the ST is a good vehicle for anyone who actually wants a small car, either because you do a lot of city driving or maybe because of the price, but also needs a little more space. We haven't discussed that yet, he says, so let's take a look at it.
Platz brauchen. Zum Platz sind wir bisher noch gar nicht gekommen, deswegen kommen wir da jetzt zu. Der Kofferraum.
The trunk has a volume of around 430 liters if you pack it completely full. Lowering the rear seat is a slightly clumsy operation because you have to fold forward the seat itself, then remove the headrest, then lower the backrest. Even after all that, he says, the trunk floor isn't flat, which is a little annoying. But you do have over 1,100 liters of cargo space. The standard 4-door Ibiza has just 290 liters.
Ibiza als Fünftürer hat ein Kofferraumvolumen von 290 Litern.
That means there's plenty of room for all kinds of things, says Matis. Baby carriages, cases of drinks, or luggage. Or you could just crawl in there yourself when you need to take a break.
Bis zum nächsten Mal.
Taking a Mercedes SLS AMG down the most harrowing racetracks in the world. In reality, only a few drivers ever get to experience it. But here in Tokyo, German engineering has hooked up with Japanese computer know-how to make gamer dreams come true. Around 140 graphic artists and engineers worked for several years on the latest version of Gran Turismo. And the result is a game with fantastic visuals and realistic steering. Now anyone can hit the pavement at the world's most famous circuits. You can choose from among various models, among them the Mercedes SLS AMG. The game's head of brand communication says the SLS is a very special car, a fantastic, fascinating automobile that, in a sense, stands for the Mercedes brand. And that's why presenting a car like this in a game like this is such a tremendous thing for his company. The game's development director, Kazunori Yamauchi, insisted on taking the real thing out for a run on the Nürburgring in order to have an unfiltered impression of what the car can really do. He says he has had many opportunities to drive the SLS AMG, but the most impressive and unforgettable moments were the ones on the Nürburgring's North Loop. Because of the car's weight and its power, he says, he was a little afraid that he wouldn't be able to handle them at first. But the car grips the street beautifully. It's very stable and well balanced, which makes it a lot of fun to drive. Five-time DTM champion Bernd Schneider tested the game for Drive It to see how well it reflects reality. He knows the SLS inside out. He's had plenty of experience harnessing the car's 571 horsepower to send it hurtling down the track. It sprints from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in just 3.8 seconds. Now Bernd wants to check out the virtual version. Bernd says this is where it gets hard, pushing 571 horses to the limit, and suddenly he's on the grass. Not very easy there, he says. Back on the track, whoa, that was too fast. But the SLS also runs well on grass, he jokes. Bernd says everything is well done on the North Loop in the game, that the developers really got it right. You can recognize all of the major landmarks from the real track. For someone who wants to get to know the Nürburgring, he adds, it's a good place to learn. This man says the driving experience is top-notch, just like in a real car. The graphics are picture-perfect. This one says the animation is excellent, and the images are wonderful. Reaction speed is also good. This guy says he doesn't play games involving a steering wheel very often, but it's fun. With the new Gran Turismo 5 game, fans can take a spin on the world's most exciting circuits and enjoy a little of that Mercedes SLS AMG feeling.